Hi, this is Sharon from Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom, and we also like to take a lot of walks. So in this video, I am sharing a walk that I did along the Florida Trail. This will be my third Florida Trail walk while we were staying in the Fort Pickens area. We camped at Fort Pickens Campground, and you can check out our campground review on this channel. You can also check out my previous two hikes on this channel. I started initially at Fort Pickens and I hiked to Pensacola Beach where I could have Subway. So I was going southbound. Then I flipped down to the Pensacola Beach sign and I hiked back to the Subway so I could have Subway. And now I'm starting at the Pensacola Beach sign and I'm hiking down the beach towards Navarre. And if I slip back and say Navarre, that's just what's in my brain to say, but it is Navarre Beach. So there is a beach parking lot there, and that's where I end my hike. This hike is a short hike. It was only 5.8 miles, all walking on the beach. Now, if you have watched my first Fort Pickens area Florida Trail hike or walk, you'll see that I ended up going barefoot on the beach because the sand was so soft. But this part of the beach was more hard packed, so I didn't have to do that, which was a blessing. Hiking the Florida Trail southbound, you cross the road right there and you begin your beach walk. So here's how life goes. I was getting a late start today anyway because we had to go dump the RV. We have to walk the dogs in the morning. When we dump the RV, we have to put things away and then put it back out. Takes a minute, not bad. But so what? I was just going to do a little walk today anyway. And then when we get here, I see that my backpack's sitting in a puddle. Okay, well, I figured I had stepped on the bite valve and leaked it out. That happens. I didn't check the top opening. Got out, got dropped off, started walking, and I could hear sloshing in this backpack. And then I knew either I had a hole, the tube had come loose, or I didn't tighten it properly, shut the top of it properly when I filled it with ice water today. So, ice water now, all in my backpack, all on my back. Fortunately, I was able to call and get my ride back. And we had to drive back towards Pensacola Beach to the first store that we came to get water. Wasn't that far, about 6 or 8 miles, but the speed limit on 399 is 35 miles per hour, I believe. It was very slow going. So I finally got there, bought some water, refilled my water bladder, put it away, and then we drove the 35 mile or whatever it was. I know it was a very slow speed back to the Pensacola Beach sign where I finally started my hike. It was almost an hour later, I think, between all of this. So it was a short hike, so I really wasn't worried. I did end up watching a beautiful sunset while I waited for Gary to come back and pick me up when I ended the hike. But all's well that ends well. I had my water. You don't want to set out on any kind of hike in Florida. Even in March, it can get quite hot with the sun beating down, even if it is cooler. So far, this sand has been so much easier to hike in. Not as soft as the first beach hike along this little trek. Now let's hope that stays. Every now and then I'll hit a soft patch, this little soft patch right here. But anyway, for the most part, it's been nice and firm. It's a good deal. I'm not into soft sand hiking. I don't know if you can see the optical illusion here, but the way the sun is behind me when I'm looking at it not through the camera, it appears that the footprints are raised. It's so cool. The sun is directly behind me. So $3.99 is right over there. You can see this car go by. So you're not totally alone, but look at those cool dunes over there on the other side of the road. Huge. They're a little over here. But over there, it's been a nice backdrop. Then if you look way beyond, you can see Pensacola Bay. And that's way back to Pensacola Beach. Nice. About 1 mile to go for today's hike. Just stopping, I think it'll be about 6 miles. But it's gonna get dark. Hang glider dudes. We saw a lot of those people at the Columbia River. So I finished my hike, sitting here on the side of the road, there, waiting for a ride. Little chilly out here. So my fourth and final hike in this series will be starting at the East Bay Trailhead. You go over the big bridge there at Navarre Beach, and it is back up that way. So it is right at 10 miles. I think it was 9 point something, but that time I hiked northbound. So I started at East Bay Trailhead and hiked back towards the beach parking area where I was picked up on this hike. So for a total of, I think it was around 32 miles of the Florida Trail. Now, if you wanted to do an overnight backpack trip, there is a backpack camp, and there's all kinds of places that you could stay if you didn't want to camp out between Fort Pickens and East Bay Trailhead. So when I pluck away on some more miles of the Florida Trail, I'll start at East Bay Trailhead and go south from there. So it's kind of interesting. I hiked southbound in the first hike, northbound in the second hike. Now I'm hiking southbound, and the last hike I will hike northbound. So that's just kind of the way section hikers roll. You don't have to always go the same direction. Stay tuned for more videos. So we do campground reviews, and we review places that we visit. And we are about ready to resume our 2020 travels, which we're so excited about. So there'll be more campground reviews coming up. Also, we have our budget review coming soon, and some of the things that we did while we were in quarantine. We had a few projects and purchases, so we'll be sharing that. So this is Sharon with Rough Road RV Life. If you like what you see here, if you like learning about RV living and RV travel and RV living with dogs, because we have 2 good-sized dogs that we live with, and they need daily walks. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and subscribe and follow this channel. Follow the journey.